with no bias.
News with no exception. Exposed. This is the G4 News. Here are the news headlines for today, Friday, April 22, 2022.
Election campaign period for 2022 starts now.
In global news, Ukraine and Russia's peace talks continues despite the war.
For breakthrough news, new COVID-19 testing device delivers results in 30 seconds.
In the world of showbiz, who are celebrities running for government position in election 2022?
And in sports, all is set and ready for UAAP Season 84.
Good morning, everyone. Campaign period for the presidential election 2022 starts now. To give us full story, here's Ian Charles Quijada.
Thanks, Jessica. Over 18,000 positions are up to grabs in local elections this coming May 9. With the campaign period starts today, the communities will pay the candidates to follow health protocols and keep their gathering safe from COVID-19. Based on COMELEC guidelines, candidates are prohibited from doing all forms of physical contact, like handshakes, hugging, kissing, and any close contact with people. For the 2022 elections, there will be 10 presidential candidates, 9 vice president aspirants, 64 senatorial vehicles, and 177 aspiring party list groups. The campaign period will end on May 7, just 2 days ahead of the vote that will determine President Rodrigo Duterte's successor. This is Ian Charles Quijada for the G4 News. Back to you, Jessica and Patrick. Happening now is a road accident in EDSA. At least 10 people were hurt, 2 buses and a car involved in the accident. To give us the live update, Princess Asia is now in EDSA. Princess Asia, what is now the status of the accident?
Yes, Patrick, I am here along EDSA corner, Buon Avenue, just near the MRT station. And I can see the traffic is affecting both sides of EDSA because of the accident. At least 10 people are hurt, where 2 buses and a car are involved in the accident. Traffic enforcers are here, and based on their investigation, the first bus was accidentally hit the other bus in front and collided in the gray Toyota Vios. Those 10 passengers from both buses were severely injured and rushed to the nearest hospital. The car driver is luckily just got minor bruise, and he is safe, but his car got severely damaged. Meanwhile, the 2 bus drivers are now arrested and investigated. If they are proof that they are driving under the influence of drugs, the police will file cases against them. Live here in EDSA, this is Princess Asia, report for G4 News. Back to you, Jessica and Patrick.
Up next, Ukraine and Russia's peace talks continue despite of war when G4 News return. Best bakuna!
Ay, bakunahan na kami! Wala na kami mamambang kapag nagkakakistahan!
Dahil bakunado na ako, wala na akong takot tumabas ng bahay.
Dahil bakunado na kami, wala na kami takot na pagbalik sa aming kaibigan.
Best bakuna!
Kaya, mag-test bakuna na.
Kaya, mag-rest bakuna na! Libre lang magbabakuna, kaya magtanong sa inyong health center.
Meanwhile, Ukraine and Russia's peace talk still continues despite war. For global news, here is our Europe correspondent Jasmine Visitacion to give us an update.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has said peace talks will continue with Russia despite accusing Moscow of war crime and genocide. Ukraine started a war crime investigation and 400 civilian bodies has been found in areas around Ukraine's capital Kyiv. Some were discovered in mass graves while others had their hands tied and apparently been shot at close range. President Zelensky said that Russian troops had treated his people worse than animal and truly a real genocide. But despite of these, President Zelensky is still open for peace talks for the people of Ukraine. Meanwhile, more than 4 million people have now fled Ukraine to escape Russia's invasion, and more than 6 million are displaced inside the country. It is the biggest refugee crisis in Europe since the World War II. For G4 News, this is Europe correspondent Jesime reporting.
For breakthrough news, new COVID-19 testing device delivers results in 30 seconds. This is my special breakthrough news report. With any highly infectious disease, time can be killer. It is cruel to get a test result, and unfortunately, the most accurate COVID-19 test often takes 24 hours or longer to return from a lab. At-home test kits offer results in a minute but are far less accurate or sensitive.
Researchers at the University of Florida, however, have helped develop a COVID-19 testing device that can detect coronavirus in as little as 30 seconds and as accurate as PCR or polymerase chain reaction tests. This device could transform public health officials to quickly detect and respond to the coronavirus or to the next pandemic. Like PCR tests, the device is 90% accurate. The device is not yet approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, but the researchers ensures that the test results are safe and are not contaminated with other samples. The handheld apparatus is powered by a 9-volt battery and uses an inexpensive test strip, similar to those blood glucose meters. Coronavirus antibodies attached to a gold-plated film at its tip. The strip is placed on a tank to collect a tiny saliva sample.
If approved, this device could be used for venues with large crowds such as concerts, events, and school classrooms. Researchers say that the unit would also provide access to accurate and expensive testing in rural areas or in developing nations. For Breakthrough News, this is Jessica Takapan reporting. In the world of entertainment, who are those celebrities running for government positions in 2022? Here is our Chikadora Aiki to give us the full update.
Thanks, Patrick. Celebrities running for local and national posts is nothing new in the Philippines. Filipinos have elected a former actor in the highest post in land in 1998, while several actors and actresses have also won seats in both Congress and Senate. Plus countless more have taken local positions. Among prominent faces who are seeking higher position in the government is Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumugoso, who is running for president. Boxer turned politicians Manny Pacquiao announced his retirement from boxing, but he is also joining the presidential race. Senator Vicente Tito Sen Soto, a former Itbulaga host, will run for vice president. Herbert Bautista, Robin Padilla, and Jinggoy Estrada also filed their candidacy for senator. For local position, Richard Yap, Anjol Diana, and Arjo Atayde will run for Congress seat in their provinces. Meanwhile, Jong Hilario, Aiko Melendez, Claudine Barreto, and Nash Aguas are aiming for councilor in their respective districts. Many celebrities who filed for candidacy have experience in politics. Some of them are seeking re-election, while some are hopeful to win this election. And this is the hottest and latest in the world of showbiz. This is Sir Chikadora Aiki. Back to you, Jessica and Patrick.
Thank you, Chikadora Aiki, bringing us the weather updates. Here is our weather girl, Asia. Asia?
Yes, Jessica and Patrick. Partly cloudy skies with isolated thunderstorm expected over Batanes and the rest of Ilocos due to northeasterlies. The rest of Luzon and NCR will experience fine and sunny weather. So make sure to bring your cap and umbrella with you for protection. Strong winds blowing the east will prevail in the south section, Visayas, and some part of Mindanao so far. No low pressure is affecting our part of responsibility. Meanwhile, sun rises at 5:45 in the morning and will set at 5:53 in the afternoon. This is the weather for today, Cheska and Patrick.
Thank you, Weather Girl Asia. And for our sports news, all is set and ready for UAA Season 84. Let's hear it from Florence Abril.
It's all systems go for the UAAP Season 84 with the Collegiate League set to finally open this April. University Athletic Association of the Philippines or UAAP President Emmanuel Calanog announced last Monday that 8 events will be played in the shortened season with strict bubbles and protocols will be monitored to prevent infection and keep the athletes safe. Men's basketball will kick off the UAAP's return after the COVID-19 pandemic stopped Season 82 and canceled Season 83 entirely. Men and women's basketball, men and women's indoor and beach volleyball, men and women's chess tournament are the events scheduled for a bubble setup. UAAP Season 84 will feature a new schedule as all 8 teams will play every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with each date featuring 4 games. Meanwhile, all the student athletes who will play the season are already fully vaccinated but are still living inside their school respective bubbles to prevent any infection. They will also undergo RT-PCR testing every 14 days and an antigen test before playing games. For G4 News, this is Florence Abertuling. Back to you, Cheska and Patrick.
And that's the news for today. Be with us again with another parade of news. With no doubt, news with no bias, news with no exception. Exposed. This is the G4 News.